Hey, welcome to this live stream. Do you ever notice how the universe has a really wicked sense of humor? Like you set the intention for like peace and flow for the day, and then the rest of the day feels less like a spiritual journey and more like a dumpster fire, right? And you forgot your marshmallows. That's the thing, right? Like if it's going to be a dumpster fire, where are the s'mores? That's all I'm saying. But here's the thing, even in that fire, life is working together for your good. Universe is working together for your good. God is working together for your good. All things are working together for your good. And I'm not just talking about like, woo woo. It's the truth. And so I want to share this insight with you as I'm stepping into Jerry's live stream today. He asked if I could step in for him, and I'm happy to step in. So happy to step in. And I want to tell you about rythmia, because that's really what this is all about. We're doing these live streams for years. We've been doing these live streams. Hey, Saul, great to see you, brother. Can't wait to see you at Rythmia soon. We're doing these live streams for years. We've been doing them, sharing about Rythmia and wanting to offer something for people to hear a little bit about what we're about. So Rythmia is this magical place where people come for real healing, to like the things that people thought were unsolvable, unfixable, unhealable get healed every week. It's truly amazing. So I want to share with you about Rythmia and the safety. Um, you've never seen a group of people that are more dedicated, more truly aligned. Like I worked for the Ritz-Carlton. I've worked for really outstanding organizations where customer service is the highest priority. And I've never worked at an organization like this. So come see Rythmia. Now, on to our talk today. Divine order can sometimes be in disguise. That's the thing, right? It looks like everything's cool, or it doesn't look like everything's cool, but it really is. I want to set the seed here for divine order in disguise. The saying, everything happens for a reason. Yeah, sometimes the reason is you forgot the lesson the first 10 times. That's sometimes the reason, like, all right, one more time. But really, life's messiest moments end up being the water for our garden. Really, that's what I've seen in my life. Whether it's cracked pots or bear spray or stolen cars, something good emerges out of what appears to be bad. And so today, my intention in this talk is just to remember that divine order doesn't always look like order, and sometimes it looks like chaos with really good PR. It's so I want to remind you of this wonderful story about a cracked pot. This is one of my favorite stories because it really illustrates this point. So there's this water carrier, and he's got two pots of water, like a stick with a pot of water here and a pot of water there. And his job is to carry the water from the well to the master's house every day. And so, he's carrying the water and he notices that one of the pots is a little sad, and he looks over and he goes, "Hey, what's going on, pot? You seem like really, really sad." And the pot goes, "I am sad." And he says, "Why? What's up?" And he says, "Well, I've got a crack. I've got this huge crack in me. And every time I carry the water, I spill half the water before I get to the master's house. I can't even fill the cistern. And I'm supposed to, that's my whole job. My whole job in life is to carry water from there to there and fill the cistern, and I can't even do that. And then on the other side of the stick is this perfect pot. No cracks, carries his full complement of water, fills the cistern every time. I'm a cracked pot that can't even do his job. I'm feeling sad." So the so so the water carrier goes, "Hey, crackpot, check this out. Look at the path. Hey, Queenie, what's up? Love you." So the crackpot says, "Look at this path that the water carrier says to the crackpot, look at the path that you are walking every day. What do you see?" And the crackpot looks down and he says, "Well, I see flowers." And the water carrier says, "That's right. You water those flowers every day. And take those flowers and we cut them as a offering of beauty for the master's table." So I love that story because our flaws that we think are our biggest faults, the big cracks in our being, are actually the way we serve. Everything really is working together for good. That cracked pot thought he wasn't fulfilling his life's purpose because he couldn't fill the cistern, but his flaw was serving another aspect of the great plan of love. We don't know sometimes how our faults, our flaws, our perceived cracks. Yeah, baby, come on, Queenie, come on up with me. How our perceived cracks are actually the way that we serve the great plan of love. That's a crack. I'm a crackpot too. Who's a crackpot out there? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's the first story of this idea of our cracks in our story aren't our failures, but they're proof that we've been watering something beautiful all along. Everything serves. Everything is working together for good. Second story I want to tell you is my story about going to Glacier. I'm going to just tell the big release about it because I'll get to this part, but here's the climax of the story is I spray bear spray in my face. Okay, now let's get to the story. So I'm on this hike, epic hike, for a month, the whole month of September. I'm hiking through Utah, Montana, and Wyoming. Just crazy, beautiful. And you need bear spray when you go into the Tetons or Yellowstone or Glacier. It's a good idea to have bear spray. So I have this can of bear spray. It looks like a mini little fire extinguisher, and it has a pin in it, so that you can't just spray the bear spray randomly because it's like super, super duper heavy powered pepper spray, like 50 times stronger. I don't know how much it is, but it's really strong pepper spray. So I got the bear spray. It's in my backpack. I got, my water bottle on one side and the bear spray on the other in my backpack. And it's in the back seat of the car. I haven't touched the bear spray. I've been hiking for now 2 weeks. I haven't touched the bear spray. I haven't needed it, but it's just been there. I haven't touched it. And my friend and I are driving into Glacier National Park, and we're going to go on this epic drive up to and hike all through going to the Sun Road. And so we're getting into the park, and it's smoky, like really, really smoky. Like there were fires all around, not in the park, but all around. And so it was just so smoky that you could barely see the valleys. You could barely see the mountains. It was really disappointing because I'd been to Glacier before and I know how beautiful it is. So what was the first thing? Then, I'm working on this book called Unbecoming. I'm turning my TED Talk into a book, and I'm working on this process. It's a process that I've been working with for years with people, and I'm writing about it. And I'm with one of my dearest, oldest friends. We're going into Glacier, and she and I get in a little kerfluffle over the GPS. Like 30 seconds, we were like, wow, wow. And then we were like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We got a little defensive. And my friend goes, yeah, I was defensive too. And I said, well, defensiveness is like a sign of a deeper core wounding. And my friend was like, John, I've done a lot of work. Thank you. We've known each other for years. I'm not defensive in life. I'm just tired right now. And I'm good. I said, oh, okay. Well, we was working on this process for the book, and maybe it would be helpful to do it here. And she was like I said, I'm really good. But, if it's for the book, sure. So I start to do the process with her: observe, feel, ask, heal. We go through the process, and she uncovers this trauma that actually she had suppressed for years, didn't want to think about it. And here it gets ripped open through this process. And now we're going into this park that's full of smoke. And now my best friend is mad at me because she's like, I didn't want to deal with this. I wanted a vacation, and this isn't vacation. And she's mad. She's mad at me. She's like, how dare you? And the trauma is resurfacing, and she's experiencing the pain of the trauma, and it's coming up, right? It's coming to go. That's one of our principles at Rythmia. And so here we are. We're going up into the park, and the higher we go up, the angrier she gets, the more this emotion is coming, the smokier it gets, And I'm thinking to myself, well, this isn't the experience that I wanted in Glacier, But I'm thinking all things are working together for my good. Everything's working together for my good. Now, I don't want to bypass. I don't want to be like, this is great, No, it wasn't great. It was hard because it was smoky. I couldn't see these beautiful vistas. And these were the times that I was in Glacier. I didn't have, I'm not there all the time. And then my friend is mad at me and I'm just like, "Ugh." But I'm at the same time, I'm going, okay, what's here for me? How is this happening? It is seeking to emerge. I know it. I know this. And I also was really working on connecting with the mountains. I wanted to connect with the spirit of the mountains and hear the language of the mountains, hear the language of the land, you know? And so I'm like, okay, what's the message here? How is this happening for me? And I wasn't denying that I would have preferred a different experience. I think that's the other part when we're in these experiences. It's important not to be like, everything's fine, because that's a lie. It's like, wow, I would really prefer it was other than this. And this is the way it is. So what am I going to do? I'm going to deal with this. There's nothing else you can do. My friend was pissed and she's like, I didn't want to deal with this. And I was like, well, quite frankly, neither did I, but here we are. So we got to deal with it. Like it's what's so. We just have to actually be present to what is so without resisting it. Now, I would prefer a different experience, and this is my experience. How is this happening for me? So and when we get to the summit, now we're driving up. Every time we stop, right? We go to a stop and do a little hike or something like that. She goes one way, I go the other way. She's not talking to me. And so I'm like, okay, my best friend's kind of pissed at me right now. And I'm in this beautiful spot and I can't see anything. And all right. So we get up to the summit and we're going to do this little out and back hike and have lunch. And I go to reach in the back seat for my backpack, so that I can put the sandwiches and stuff in the backpack and carry them for our lunch. And as I reach in the back seat and pull up my backpack, somehow the pin had gotten removed from the bear spray, and it released. The bear spray really gets caught on the seat or something, and bear spray in my face. So now my best friend's mad at me. It's all smoky. It doesn't matter that it's smoky because I can't see anything now. Bear spray, And so that was the beginning of Glacier. It looks like a dumpster fire, right? But our resistance to what's happening can actually keep us from experiencing what is actually happening. And I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know the benefit of it, but the truth was I knew something good was happening. I knew that this was happening for me. I knew that something wonderful is happening. Let me see it. That's my favorite prayer. I can't see how this is good, but I know it is. Let me see it. That's my favorite. That's one of Reverend Michael's prayers that I just love. Let me see it. Let me see the good. Let me see it. Let me see it. I know it's here. I know it's here. What came to me was amazing insights from the mountains. They're talking to me and they're telling me like, this smoke is nothing. You're here for a day or a week or a year or 20 years or 30 years or 50 years. That's nothing to us. We're mountains. We've been here for 60 million years. That's when we popped up, but we were here for another 300 million years before you. So, boo. Like I got to feel the longevity of the mountains. I got to hear. And one of the things I asked the mountains, I was like, I want to hear your song. And as I'm walking through this hike, this gorgeous alpine splendor, right? The mountain says to me, I'm like, I want to hear your song. I want to hear your voice. I want to understand you. And the mountain goes, you are walking in my song, boo. Look around you. This is my language. This is the waterfalls, the bears, the moose, the elk, the trees, the mountains. That's my language. That's my song. You're in it. You're in it. Okay. And none of that would have come if I was just in like, this fucking sucks. It's smoking my best friend and a bear spray went off. And right. Okay. So, okay. You all down for one more story? I got one more story about the time my car was stolen in Costa Rica. So, this is another, like, I know something good is happening. Yes, Queenie. I love you, Queenie. We got to connect, girl. I know something good is happening, right? In the midst of whatever, the dumpster fire is burning. You don't got your marshmallows or your s'mores, but you're stuck. Okay, what do? It's like, good is happening. Let me see it. Good is happening. Let me see it. So here's another example of everything, something that appears to be bad is actually good. It's always that way. So I I was, for the first few years, I was going back and forth from LA to Costa Rica, like 50-50. Then it was like 60-40. Then it was like 70-30. And then COVID hit and I just stayed down here. And by the time restrictions were up and you could fly back, I was like, why am I keeping an apartment in LA? You know, like I lived in Marina Del Rey. It was really cool, beautiful part of LA. But I was like, I could just move down here and pop up to LA. So I decided to move. So I went back up. This is 2021, like April 2021. And I go back up to LA to close up my apartment and, you know, all that stuff and move down to Costa Rica. And while I'm up there, my friend calls and says, your car was stolen. I had this Montero, Mitsubishi Montero 4x4. And my friend said, your car got stolen. And I was like, what the fuck? You're kidding me. Now, here's the story. Oh, let me back up. Before I left for the States, I took my car to the mechanic because it was acting up. And he goes, yeah, you blew the engine head. You need to replace the engine head. So he replaced it. And it was like the day before I left, I got the car back. I went and got the car. And on the way back from the mechanic, it was like an hour, 45-minute drive to the mechanic because I live in the middle of the jungle. The car starts to overheat. And I call the mechanic. I'm like, the car's overheating, dude. He's like, bring it back. I'll fix it. And I said, I can't. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. He goes, well, bring it back when you get back. Okay. So I leave the car in front of my house and I don't know what happened, but my friend calls me the next morning and says, your car's gone. It's like, holy shit. So I call my friends at Rythmia, my dear sister Ariana, who knows everything about Costa Rica and has connections that you need when your car gets stolen. And her uncle or aunt works for the FBI of Costa Rica. And I was like, can you help me? She says, you know what? I'll call them, but there's really not much they can do. But I will post a picture. You have a picture of your car? I'll post it on Facebook. I was like, what's that going to do? She goes, I was okay, cool. So I send her the picture. She posted on Facebook. Hear nothing from the police. I'm in LA going, oh my God, this is a sign. It's a sign. I shouldn't move to Costa Rica. It's a clear sign. Don't do it. Oh my God, everything's falling apart. My car's been stolen. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And I'm going, all right, how is this working together for my good? This is working together for my good. First of all, the mechanic didn't fix the car. That was bad. They had to go back to a car that wasn't fixed and take it back to the mechanic. That's bad. Then the car gets stolen. That's bad. Then I get a call from Ariana and she says, hey, a friend of mine saw the post on Facebook and saw your car about 30 miles from here. And it's on this dirt road or whatever. And she goes, I know where your car is. We found it. It's like, oh my God. So she calls her, the FBI people, and she gets there before the FBI people. And the car, here's the thing. The car had overheated on the way from the mechanic. So when the thieves got the car, they went and drove until it overheated. It overheated on them. So they had to abandon the car, right? So now it's a good thing. It's a good thing that the mechanic didn't fix the car. Nobody gets their car back when it's stolen. But if your mechanic didn't fix it right the first time, it's a little car insurance. So we're not subject to the circumstances, right? When we are conscious through the circumstances are transformed. When we know that everything really, 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 really is working together for our good. When things that appear to be bad are actually good. Look in your own life where you have seen this time and time again. Something happened to you and you thought, this sucks. I don't ever want to experience this again. You might not want to experience it again, but on the other side of it, you're a different person. On the other side of it, something transformed for you. This is really, the idea is that nothing is wasted. Even the cracks have a purpose. We have dominion over our perception when we choose the meaning. We have dominion over our perception when we choose the meaning. Give me eyes to see and ears to hear. Behold, I shall do a new thing. I shall create a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. If ye have but eyes to see and ears to hear, let me see it. Let me see the good. I know everything is working together for my good. Let me see it. Divine order is not delayed ever, but it can be disguised if we have eyes to see. Come on, Queenie. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to bring it all home. When life looks messy, it may look messy to you right now. Congratulations, you're probably right on schedule. If shit is falling apart, the dumpster is burning, and it looks like everything's going to hell in a handbasket, congratulations, you're on time. Something wonderful is happening. Trust it. Trust it. Look for it, and it will emerge in your experience. Thank you all so much. You're in Chile, Queenie? Well, shit, come on up. Come on up to Costa Rica, where it's not chilly. All right. I love you all so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Many blessings, richest blessings. And I'll see you on Thursday. Blessings.